5, 4, 3.
I have a maker. He formed my heart before even time began. My life.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Yes, when you finish, I'll let you. Maybe we may have to go over briefly.
That's right.
What you.
My boss is not smiling. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. We have Dr. Dakwa. Yeah, who spent time as a student in both Ghana and Soviet Union. Yes, and then when they came to sell the project to me, and followed by accompanied by a well-renowned artist. So they decided to give me a copy of their sculpture, or whatever it is, it's a sculpture. So I would like him to tell you why they are here. Their mission is very interesting. Yes, they want to be partners with the police and hospital if possible. Yes. So Doc, tell me a brief listen.
So you were expecting Ghana, and HEAG
Pain
Management Center. But in Ghana is the Hague Medical Community of Ghana. Now the abbreviations Hague itself stands for Health and Educational Access for Ghana. So it was with that background that the whole medical project was constituted about 10 years ago. Now, we basically wanted to do what our name suggests. We want to increase access to the Ghanaian patient for that patient to get the type of care that is very commensurate to what one would get in the United States today. The American standard of care, it need not be elusive, it need not be expensive, and it can be gotten right down here in Ghana. We want to bring this to the doorsteps of the Ghanaian patient, and where we can get them that access locally, help them to find it elsewhere in our medical tourism project. So it's a full-blown medical center looking to complement first what we have on the ground, and also chip into what we have that is inadequate. So that is basically what the project is about, providing this on a very affordable basis to get most of the care here locally and the best of care also locally. Not only are we looking at the Ghanaian patient, but Ghana fortunately positioned itself right in the center of the West Coast. And so we would open the doors, obviously, to all the catchment areas in the ECOWAS region.
Another time, you are very modest man. Maybe you can just some small thing about yourself. I mean,
so I completed Swedo Secondary School here.
That's why we were together there.
And then went to Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. Then left for the Soviet Union, where I have my basic medical education. Completed that and then went to City Hall University in New Jersey, where I had my medical internship. Then went on to Howard University, where I had training in anesthesia, critical care, and pain medicine. And I went on to Yale, where I had specialization. And then after that, they kept me on faculty. And I worked in the university training doctors and teaching in the medical school for about 8 years, and did some work for the National Board of Medical Examiners. And from there I went on to establish private clinics in North Carolina. The clinic have grown to be one of the biggest providers in North Carolina with about 5 locations, with its ancillary services, employing over 60 people and expanding into neighboring states right now.
So you can see who is talking about. Yes. It's kind of true. It's called the same.
There are members of my office assistant, Sean, and then the engineers on the ground from China, Mr. Dora and then Mr. Brown have given some background of what and where he's coming from, giving the whole project a global identity to work with Hollywood time celebrating.
Was we cinca? This is cinca, ma?
You got how many 3 months or something?
Names of
Delegation. Yes, and then they are positioned with this. That's
One.
And when you take another look, you'll see at the bottom, I've written, if you search for peace without having peace within, you will leave your quest for peace in pieces.
That's wonderful.
And so it's a very important message to both young and old.
Wow.
Very poetic.
Well, yes, and it's important.
across, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's what you're looking at is the actual clay finished version, and as I said, that took over for 4 years to create. But there's a lot of stories and narratives and lessons to learn from it, because it's not just about sports. I deal with relationships, anger management, self-esteem, confidence,
discipline.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what better way to get that message across to young people but through sports?
Yes.
You know, one thing I often say to young people is when they encounter conflict on the streets, the discipline that they've learned in sport, why not transfer that to the conflict on the street? Because you have to be disciplined in sport, you have to have patience, you have to be humble, you have to be, absolutely. But for some reason they don't always transition. And when it comes to fighting or conflict on the street, they don't realize they've already developed those gifts and those principles. They have them. But all they need to be told and shown and nurtured into how they can now use it to suppress and become more peaceful within themselves and also socially.
Was in his hand. He knows my name.